Airframe, aircraft fuel systems. What is the purpose of fuel jettisoning system? It's an emergency system provided so that the flight crew can quickly bring the weight of the airplane down to the maximum landing weight. What would a fuel jettison system be required for small aircraft? 1. It is required when the maximum takeoff weight is more than the maximum landing weight. What are a few types of fuel tanks? Bladder type, integral, and welded. What supports the weight of fuel in bladder type fuel cell? The structure of the cavity that the cell fit into. What is wet wing type construction? Integral fuel cells. What markings must be placed near the fuel filler opening on reciprocating engine aircraft? The word avgas and the minimum fuel grade. What are the advantages of a single point pressure fueling system? Pressure fueling, sometimes referred to as a single point or under-wing fueling, greatly reduces the time required to service large aircraft. Why should you wait a period of time after fueling before checking the fuel sumps? To allow time for water and contamination to settle to the drain point. Why would the fuel sumps of an aircraft be drained before the first flight of the day? To remove any water that has condensed in the fuel and collected in the sump. What does water look like when in fuel that has been drained from the sumps? It looks like a clear ball of jelly. What is the purpose of a fuel temperature indicator on turbine engine? It is a means for checking temperature of the fuel in the tanks at the engine to determine when there may be a danger of ice crystals forming in the fuel. What is the purpose of warning lights in connection with fuel system? Warning lights may be used to indicate when the fuel pressure is too low or to indicate when the fuel quantity in a tank is below a certain amount. Where are electrical operated valve in transit indicator lights used? On large multi-engine aircraft. Why do fuel selectors have detents so the pilot can feel when the switch is in a specific position? What are 4 general types of fuel quantity gauges? Sight glass, mechanical, electrical, and electronic. What type of fuel quantity gauge is considered to be more accurate than other types? The electronic capacitance type. Describe the sensor used in electrical type fuel quantity indicating system. It's a tubular capacitor that extends across the tank from top to bottom. What is a drip gauge? An under-wing bayonet type fuel gauge that consists of a calibrated hollow drip tube that is drawn out from the lower wing surface. What is a cross-feed system? It's an interconnected fuel system designed so that the fuel can be fed from any tank at any engine to any engine. What is the purpose of the baffle in a fuel tank? To prevent surging. What is an electrical operated fuel tank shutoff valve and transit light? It's a light that indicates when the valve is in motion. What indicators could be used to determine when there may be danger of ice crystals forming in the fuel of a turbine-powered aircraft? Fuel temperature or a different pressure type indicators. What is the pressure fueling system sometimes referred to as? Single point fueling system. What method may be used to check on a fuel tank for leaks after a weld has been performed? The tank is pressurized with 0.5 to 3.5 psi air pressure and a soapy solution added to detect any leaks. What should be done with old gaskets and seals when replacing fuel system components? They should be removed and replaced with new ones.